Yay.
Yeah, and Bob is here. Hi, Bob.
In the middle.
In the middle. Yeah. Here, let's see if I can get him up here. Come here, Bob. Come here, big
Mom.
He's flopping. He's flopping. Okay. He's here again. Here he is.
Say hi, Bob.
Say hi, Bob.
You're like,
Come in.
no.
Oh, he wants to go down. We don't have the cards out yet, so he's not that excited yet. He'll probably get excited when he sees the cards. Let me get a chair over here so he can pop up here if he wants to. Hey, Bob, you gonna come up? Myrtle is hiding, as she always does.
As per usual.
Yes. So I've got a special on at the spa at the parlor. I don't know if you saw that.
I saw some of it.
Okay, so if you can find Myrtle, you get a half price item.
Oh.
One lady did that today, so.
Hunt for Myrtle is on.
Yes, and there's a Bob special because he loves tarot cards. So I said if you buy a tarot deck or oracle deck, you can get a half price item of any item kind of thing. And because Myrtle loves crystals, I said if you buy a crystal, you get a half price item. You can use both those, and you can also, if you find Myrtle, you'll get a half price item.
That's fantastic.
So come and find Myrtle. Because the one client, she's like, is that Myrtle? And she thought Myrtle was somewhere else.
Okay.
So she's like, is that a third cat? I'm like, no, I only have 2 cats. So
That's fantastic.
her little legs
in
were
her
sticking.
regular spot.
I believe so.
Okay.
But she started in another spot,
Oh, that's interesting.
and I didn't even see her move. It was
She's getting really sneaky.
she's getting very sneaky, and she has to come across the room to get to her other spot. She has a couple of spots in here, and I did not see her move at all. So it's like,
my
how did I
goodness.
miss that? So exciting things. I have been using the Rider-Waite-Smith deck. Here we are. And now it's been reduced to, I think, just Rider-Smith.
Really?
Yeah, and the weight has been taken out, or vice versa. I can't remember. Because Waite really, I believe it was Waite who was the money behind the tarot deck. He produced the materials in order to
So
publish
really, it's
this.
just Ryder and Smith
Yeah, it's Rider.
with the silent
Yeah.
financial backer.
Yeah. So a lot of decks have taken Waite out because he was just the money.
Interesting.
But I mean, without Waite, you wouldn't have it, right?
No, he put up the money.
They're all integral and important parts of the sort of original tarot, original modern tarot. And it's like, you know, I get it. He was a guy. And it's like, down with men. But you know, I think they're all important. So let's keep them all in. Let's be inclusive. I'm glad that they're including Smith now. They did wrong by her. They absolutely did wrong by her.
100% they did.
But I've been using this today because I forgot my regular working tarot deck at home. And I'm loving this. And like I was just saying to you, I understand why masters keep coming back to the original. Because a lot of masters, after doing tarot for years, decades, all that kind of stuff, often don't really need any other tarot deck. Like they just like, I don't need the pretty art or whatever. I'm just going to stick with the Rider-Waite.
Yeah, I'm very much still in my I like pretty art phase.
Yeah, and the one I usually use is very pretty, but no, I'm loving the very concrete messages that are coming through.
Good. Well, concrete's important.
Yeah, people need that. And this is the best deck to train on because this is the deck that all other decks sort of diverge from or imitate or a little of both.
Oh, I was trying to explain that the other day. They were like, why this one? I'm like, because it's the one everyone else goes by.
Yeah.
Like, it's the one that most of us have learned on. And then if you have anyone, 90-ish% of any other deck you choose will be based on that one.
And any book that you read will reference the Rider-Waite-Smith deck as the deck. I mean, some books will take another deck and the Rider-Waite-Smith and use them in, sort of exchanging them back and forth. But there's always a version of the Rider-Waite-Smith. And even the decks that you are using that aren't Rider-Waite-Smith decks are clones of Rider-Waite-Smith and follow that structure. Now some divert a little.
Like right now, I'm using one from the Three Trees Tarot. This is the Death card. Their Oak, Ash, and Embers deck.
Oh, okay.
So this is the Dragon deck. This is the first printing. They've
Ooh.
since
The paper sounds amazing.
It does.
Are
It
they nice
does.
thick
Yes, go
cards?
for it.
Oh my goodness. Yes, they feel beautiful. I love this feel. I love it. And I love the dragon on the back. That is a beautiful deck. Is that an indie deck?
Well, they've done a couple printings, so they've actually
okay.
updated because they have like a world of there's like oak, ash, and thorn,
Okay.
which is like their more foresty critters deck. Then there's oak, ash, and embers, which is their dragon deck, and then there's like thistledown, I think. I might be getting this wrong, and I'm
Okay.
sorry if I do.
That's okay.
But Stephanie at Three Trees Tarot, and then the artist's name is Adam. I forget his last name, and I really apologize for that because you do absolutely stunning work.
Yeah.
So as a team, they are absolutely fantastic. So they've done a reprinting to kind of make the universe a little bit more cohesive. But I have one of the more, I think it's the first run, or it might be the second run.
Okay.
But like,
That's
all
amazing.
different. Which,
And like I said, I love the sound and feel of the
so
paper.
it's the Queen of Pentacles.
Oh, very
Yeah.
nice.
So
Yeah, that's beautiful. Nice deck.
thank you.
Oh,
Yeah.
my brain always goes somewhere weird when I say the word deck.
Deck.
Nice deck. That's a beautiful deck. I want to touch that deck. May I?
Always.
Oh dear. And Kayla, you just took a
Yes.
course, some training
Yes.
on Celtic Reiki.
Celtic Reiki. So everyone's always like, what's the difference? So I call it regular Reiki, Usui Reiki. You ask for like source or the universal energy to come in, and it usually comes in through your crown chakra. Celtic Reiki actually comes up through your root and in through your feet and up through your root chakra.
Right, because they're very big on trees and the runes, right?
Yep. Runes and the Celtic Ogham.
Celtic Ogham.
Yep.
Right. Okay.
I'm sure you could incorporate the runes as well, but it's definitely based off of the Celtic Ogham, and this one got into a little bit more manifesting.
Okay.
So it was really cool. We did some crystal grid work as well.
Yeah, right. And you were saying you can even write sort of Reiki prescriptions.
Yes, those are really cool. So the sentences, you could like talk with a client or whoever you want to do Reiki on and incorporate, because the Celtic Ogham has like 24 to 26. It's like an alphabet. It's the Celtic alphabet.
Okay.
And you can pick and choose what symbols they want to focus on depending on what they want to get or their intention out of the session. And then you can write those together and then perform them over top during the session.
Very cool. Yeah, so if you want to check her out, you can find her on Goddess Garage for sure. And you can do distance.
I can,
Celtic Reiki as
definitely.
well?
Yep.
Okay, cool.
Distance does not matter.
Yeah, distance doesn't matter. So like if you're in England or, you're down in southern United States or China, wherever you are, you can get this with her. You can come in person if you're very rich and want to fly in. Or you can also do it with distance as well.
Yeah.
So that's very cool.
I actually did a distance session recently, and like it was nice to stretch that muscle because
Yeah.
I haven't done it in a while, and I have a little foxy that lives over in the corner in my little tote bag
Yeah.
for distance sessions.
That's her surrogate.
as a surrogate. So
Yeah. And it's nice. Some people will just do distance Reiki, but I have a panda bear surrogate. And it's nice to be able to touch and know, okay, I'm working on the crown chakra, or I'm working on your legs, or, whatever kind of thing. Like if it's a body part or a chakra that you're working on, it's kind of nice to.
It also keeps the visual going too.
It
right?
does.
Like,
Yeah. And I find it helps to focus.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. I thought we had someone on here, but I think they've gone away.
Oh no.
I think I still have the donation thing up on my website, which is Ko-Fi, so ko-fi.com/Goddess Garage up. If you want to make a donation, I'm happy, or Kayla's happy, to draw a card.
Yeah.
You'll get a dragon card, and then you'll get one from the Master Tarot Rider-Waite-Smith deck as well. The modern original. I always
The
have to-
modern original.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because there was a card competition There, when cards first hit Europe, the Germans had their own.
Is that where like
Kind.
Marseille and stuff come from? Like there's
Yeah,
like,
Marseille was
different-
one of the first
Yeah.
ones. A lot of the court cards in that one were drawn after the images of the family.
Yep, that would make sense.
It's like, draw me as the King of Pentacles. And so there was the French that had their system.
Will you please? Oh, we had a comment here. Let me. No, we're using my phone.
Yeah,
We have to use your phone.
We have to use my phone. Okay. All right. This is the first time I'm doing this. This is exciting. YouTube. Let's see. Can I go watch my own live?
Yeah, you will. You just have to make sure the sound's down.
Oh, okay. All right. Let's silence
We don't
this.
want some reverberations.
Yes, feedback, you know, the you hear from microphones.
At least it's not that bad. Like if we had a whole like radio set up, it would definitely be a lot worse.
Oh, I'm not seeing it. Where would I go for live videos?
Oh, that's weird.
Yeah. Oh, we're up in subscribers. 681.
Ooh, woohoo.
Mm-hmm. Oh, here we are. Hi, I can see myself. Okay. Would you please jumps on my stomach?
Oh,
Okay.
interesting.
Would you please trample me? Okay. I will not trample you, but I'm not sure what to say to that.
If you make a donation, we'll pull a card.
We'll pull a card. Exactly. Well, actually, we'll pull 2 cards.
Yeah.
Yeah, and maybe we'll help your stomach.
If
Whatever.
you're having some issues there.
Yeah. I'm not sure what is the request there, because I
Yeah.
am not a doctor.
Nope.
And neither is she.
Medical, do not practice medical.
Yeah.
Nope.
We're more in the spiritual realm. I love you both. Please jump on my stomach.
Oh, that's interesting.
Okay. Thank you for the love. Sending good vibes to you.
Mm-hmm.
I will not jump on the stomach
No,
though.
no,
I used to walk on my dad's back.
I've watched my cousin do that, and because her boyfriend used to like it.
Oh, okay.
Because it helped crack his back. His back was really
Yeah.
rigid. He used to play a lot of sports.
Oh, okay. And I when I was in the spa industry, I'd like to do a lot of updating.
Mm-hmm.
And I went to a massage class that was an update for massage and stuff. And it was cool. I was in Toronto, and there were 3 Asian girls, and they were all back walkers. And it's very cool. I went and saw their setup. So they have bars so that they can use those to balance themselves, but also to regulate the weight they're putting on.
Yep,
And
that
of
makes
course, the
sense.
Asian girls often are very small girls, so you can walk on an adult back and not
Yeah.
break it. But yeah, they
I
were
would imagine
really.
You'd have to be very careful.
Yeah, absolutely. But they were showing me some moves. I was like, this is awesome. I love this. And they were saying you don't have to be tiny to do it, but most people like, you know,
if you're
they don't want a big girl standing in the room going, yeah, I'm going to walk on your back. It's like, oh my God, you're going to kill me.
No.
But the bars, they said, will help regulate that so that
Mhm.
even a big girl could do a back
Ooh,
walk
that's
massage
cool.
if they wanted to. If they had the arm strength to hold themselves up
Mhm.
enough that they're not putting the full weight on.
Oh, I could just like I don't know. That would just be bizarro. Because like I know chiropractors are a thing, and even then people are like, "Watch, be careful, neck area."
Yeah. Yeah, because I used to go see a chiropractor on a regular because I used to get ultrasound on my one arm because I was using it all the time for pedicures and whatnot.
Just ignore.
Yeah, okay. It was, I told her I had had a stroke, and if you've had a stroke, you're never supposed to get your neck cracked by a chiropractor
Oh, okay.
because it can trigger it again. She was doing my back, and then all of a sudden I felt my neck crack.
Ooh.
And I was like, what'd you just do? It's like, luckily I'm still here. So
Yes.
but I was like, you're not supposed to do that. And she'd forgotten that I had had a stroke.
Well, I mean, I understand you have lots of patients and people that come.
But
that-
refresh yourself every
Yep.
time,
Yep.
you know, for those kind of key points. You don't have to know full on details, but
No, I know. They recommend, so even like in Reiki and stuff, they recommend we keep a log of sessions with clients, and
Oh,
not
yeah.
like, not that we'd keep like detailed information, but just like a list of like their preferences and like whether they're hands on or hands off and like how many sessions we've done, what we've talked about, things like that. And that
Yeah.
way it's so you're not like, what are we doing today? The same thing we did
Yeah,
last week.
yeah.
You know?
You kind of have to make notes like a psychiatrist,
Yep.
right? Because you have to remember what they've been going through, because that very much affects the body, obviously.
Mhm.
And I would keep very detailed notes on what my Reiki clients were going through, where pain was,
Mhm.
where it has been. You know, like it sounds like, oh, that's too much. It's like, no, it contributes, right?
Yeah.
You have to.
Everything's connected.
It's
right?
a very holistic practice. It incorporates all, because the medical doctors, as great as they are, if there's not a pill for it, they don't know what to do. It
Yeah,
seems.
they're like, well, here's the options.
Yeah.
When you're like, I don't want those options.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
like, you know, I was just talking about my doctor and saying how, you know, I wanted to tell him more about what was going on in my life. I could tell he didn't care.
Yeah.
You know, this is the pill for this symptom and this is the pill for that symptom. Take those.
Yeah.
And I'm like, but there's contributing factors here that maybe you want to be aware of. I told him one and he just shrugged his shoulder. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Winter's coming.
That's gonna be bizarro. Every time I hear winter's coming now, I'm gonna be like, doctor actually said that to somebody.
Exactly.
Okay. Yeah, it is, but it's the same. Like I've noticed the same. Not that my doctor is that inattentive, but I have noticed that they're very much like, you're here for this specific issue. If there is something else, you need to rebook.
Yeah, they don't like to do multiples because, of course, they get paid when you just book for this. So I could be in there like 3 times a week every week. He'd make a mint off me.
Yep.
You know, but I don't know. I felt like I was brushed off.
And then that unfortunately is probably a very common thing.
Yeah, unfortunately. Yeah, they always say Canadian healthcare system is great, but it's not as great as you think.
I can't. I mean,
There's a lot of shit that's going on,
I think so.
you know?
I
Like
think-
even going to the wrong doctor, you can get punished for that.
Or if you go to switch doctors and you don't do it properly, even if
Well,
you
even
don't
if you
know
go
the-
to an after hours clinic
yeah.
that is not part of your doctor's group,
Oh yes, that
you
I
can
remember
get
that.
fired as a patient
If you do it a frequent flyer.
if you do it 3 times.
Yep.
The first time you'll get the slap on the hand, the second time you'll get a letter,
Mm-hmm.
third time you're done. He'll fire you or she will fire you.
But like, some people have doctors in different cities.
Yeah. Too bad, so sad.
Yeah.
Yeah. So watch the after hours clinics that you go to, because you get punished if you go to the wrong one.
That's interesting.
Like, who wants a letter saying you've been bad? You've been taking care of your health with the wrong person. How awful.
I think it does boil down to money though, because if
Oh,
they're
absolutely.
if they're assuming that
Because the
any-
doctor gets punished.
yeah,
Money gets clawed back from them.
yeah, because they get allocated for you,
Mm-hmm.
and then anytime you go somewhere else, they have to pay that clinic, and the doctor's like,
Yeah.
yeah.
So it's the whole system. It's not the doctors, it's the whole system.
No, we're not blaming the doctors. We're
No.
blaming the system that is clearly broken.
Yeah. And if you've got on your file that you've been fired by a doctor, good luck to getting a doctor.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that's
Huh.
a blackball, definitely. It's like not good to have on your file. Because I have a client who was fired by a doctor. 10 years now, she has not been able to find a doctor.
And then that
Because they will refuse.
your health suffers because you can't find a doctor.
Yeah, well,
Wow.
that's why the American system is broken too. And that's why their mortality rate for babies is the same as a third world country.
Oh, I just figured it's because they weren't. The cost of things is like astronomical.
Yeah, no, it's very expensive to have a baby.
It's very expensive to have a baby in general.
Yes, but
then-
then when you add the whole health system on there, because mothers aren't able to go get the prenatal stuff and looks and appointments and stuff. So that's why the mortality rate is so high.
Because you can't always figure it out beforehand, and then it becomes a thing when they're
Yeah.
in labor. Yeah.
Have you ever seen The Hills Have Eyes? It's a
Yes, a long time ago.
it's a horror film by Rob Zombie, who actually does really good horror films with stories.
I'm trying to.
He doesn't go for the gore. There is some gore, but it
Oh, I'm thinking of The Village.
Oh, The Village. Yeah, that's M. Night
Yeah,
Shyamalan.
that's an M. Night Shyamalan one. Yeah.
Yeah,
No,
which is also he's also another great horror film.
100%. But
kind
yeah,
of.
The Hills Have Eyes, that was a while ago.
Yeah, that was a while ago. But the only reason I bring it up because we brought up babies, and I read an article a couple days ago. Apparently, there's people that really are like that are so isolated in the United States that they don't have outside contact, and they've inbred, and like The
Yep.
Hills Have Eyes is about a similar family,
Mhm.
and it's very horrific, and it's like they do bad things to people that just happen to wander in where they live, and they were saying there's real people like that, and they had pictures, and I'm like, oh my god. Like the grandmother or grandfather, I can't tell, because as we get older we just meld into Apple dolls, all of us. But they looked the most normal of a person. The other ones had bumps and missing teeth
Interesting.
and weirdly shaped faces and
They were, what's the word? My brain.
inbred.
Yeah, no, that too. But they like emphasizing the ramifications?
Yeah,
of
they
the
were talking.
inbreed? Okay.
Yeah, they were
Yeah.
talking about that, and some of them, like, and The Hills Have Eyes, like, it's weird how they have to kind of find that it's a real thing, because it was the same thing with Fockers, Meet the Fockers.
Yep.
They actually had to prove, I think, to the guys at the producers that that was a real last name, and it is. They found some family with the last name of Fockers.
And they probably had to be like, you need to sign a release.
Yeah.
This has nothing to do with you. These are fictional characters.
Yeah.
All of those copyright.
Same thing with The Hills Have Eyes. I'm like wondering, did Rob Zombie know about these kind of people? Because the article was saying like the people that went in and kind of talked with them. I'm using that term loosely, and investigated them and stuff. Is they really don't always talk. They talk in grunts and noises. And in The Hills Have Eyes, they did the same thing, like because they're not
Maybe.
able to talk because their brain can't.
Fun-
So they're
formulate that.
like, how we evolve. Well, they're
Yeah.
de-evolving.
Evolving. Wow, that's, and I mean I have a hard time believing nowadays, but I mean at some point, and I mean there still probably is, because I mean you have religious fanaticism. So there you have people with the ability to ostracize themselves off from society.
Yep.
So what I would assume is you've had people who have made that decision and then have continued to procreate. And then that's all of that they know.
Yeah.
So it may not be like certain members' prerogative, but that's all they know. So they just kind of go with it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's bizarre.
And it's weird because, like, they're kind of going back to, speaking of reproduction, there's certain things that happen in our body that we have these urges to want to reproduce,
Yeah.
right?
Like it goes right back into like our primordial brains.
Yeah, exactly. So, like, it used to be that 14-year-old girls, once they had their period, they were married off because now they were able to procreate. That was very relevant in royal marriages and things like that. Like, let's connect here, let's connect there, let's keep it in the family, sometimes quite literally, and some symptoms of inbreeding started to show even in the royal circles because it's only so big, right?
King Charles the something.
Oh, okay.
I've been watching way too much TikTok. So like some of them between the Taylor Swift news and then I follow like no, I don't follow it, but like some of their fashion stuff will come up. But
Right.
because I've watched it, some of the biographies will come up.
Oh, okay.
And then so yeah, I was watching there was one recently on like the details of the inbreeding of the royal family.
Yeah, exactly. And so some of these isolated families, their gene pool is so small, like we think, oh my God, incest, that's awful. Because science has revealed that this is not a good thing.
No,
You
if
should not
limit-
have an uncle father.
No, but if it's just scientifically, if you limit the gene pool and what your genetic DNA has to grab from, you won't survive.
No.
I think that's what it boils down to. So that's why people are like, go away to college, enjoy your life away from your hometown, so that the gene pool can get bigger.
Yeah, because I know in our Mohawk society, my Mohawk society, the first thing any grandmother will ask you is, what clan are you from? Because as a grandmother, it's more of a title in our society. They keep track. Like, I'm from the Bear Clan. I cannot marry another Bear Clan person because
What if you love them?
the gene pool's too small.
Okay.
So I have to marry a wolf or a turtle, because they will, make sure the clans aren't
Too intermixed.
too intermixed.
That's interesting.
And that's what the grandmothers, well, one of the jobs the grandmothers do is
Yeah.
keep track of who's marrying who, what families are involved, all that kind of stuff, which is very smart. And they've been doing that for a very long time.
Mhm.
Unlike the European, royal pool.
We're like, let's just keep her friendly.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, oh, don't keep it in the family.
No.
Stretch out a little bit. I mean, at first it was okay because, an English person's marrying a Spanish person and a French person's marrying a German person. But then it just kept getting smaller and smaller and smaller.
Well, I think a lot of it has to do with the fact that like they had enemies and they didn't want to marry an enemy.
No, they married for either peace, or property or title. It's all a big political negotiation. We're gonna.
Some days it still is.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely, absolutely. And you can't say it's not still around because groups of people tend to marry with other groups of people. I mean, they've talked about this in prisons where people naturally gravitate to those that are like themselves.
Yep.
Because they identify with that, right?
Yep.
So the good thing that's come out of this kind of stuff is I love seeing commercials with like more people of color, people of different sexual orientation, to show that it's there, first of all,
Yep.
and also too that if you are different, you're not like a white person with a 2 kids and a dog kind of person.
That like 2.5 kids pick a fence.
Yeah. They you have more to identify with. Like the first time I saw a Native American in a commercial, I was like, oh, cool, there's a Native American there, right? I don't look Native because I'm an Irish Indian, as I call myself. So I'm part Mohawk and I'm part Irish. So the Irish has been more embraced. Although when I say I'm Native, a lot of people go, oh, I see it because I got the squinty eyes and the high cheekbones, because all natives have when we smile, the smushed face.
It's an adorable face.
Oh, thank you. I didn't like it for a long time. For a long time, I'd be like opening my eyes for photos and trying to smile at the same time. I just look like a crazy person.
Well, I think that happens to a lot of us though. Like we smile a certain way up to a certain point, and then we realize we're like, oh, is that what we look like?
Yeah.
And then we're like, oh, we need to change that, and then it never goes well because you're like in trying to find a different way to like hold your face. You're like, now it looks worse.
Yeah, just be yourself.
Yep.
We're all different shapes, sizes, and colors, so embrace the Crayola.
I love it. I love the Crayola aspect.
Yeah, exactly. Oh my goodness, yeah.
Oh my gosh, speaking of Crayola, just it's gonna be left field segue, but like
Yeah.
again, watching way too much TikTok because I'm not working. Except when I'm here, it's great. I have a couple of accounts, so my planning / educator account ish. There's a lot of school supply hauls and a lot of
okay.
teachers going, just get what the list says.
Oh, okay.
Right?
Don't bring all the extras.
Don't bring all the extras. You're just going to cause fighting and division. Just get what the
Yes.
list says. So I find it really funny because most of those people are the teachers that are like, I've dealt with this. Please don't do this to your children's teacher.
Yeah, someone shows up with a unicorn pencil and every kid wants that one. I know
Or-
in our school, like when Catherine and I were just talking about this, the 24 pack of Laurentian coloring pencils,
Yep.
that was always the goal. I want that.
Well, and they were Canadian too.
They were.
And I
yeah.
don't think they're around
They're
anymore.
not. They're not.
makes me so
They were
sad.
great pencils.
They were.
Yeah, really good. And maybe you got the 8 or 12 pack,
Yep.
but there was always that one kid that showed up with the 24 and you're like, oh, I want that. I hate you right
And
now.
you're like, oh, that color. Can I just borrow that?
Yes. And then they'd cry if someone
broke it.
broke
or-
it,
Yeah.
or it was missing now after loaning pencils,
Yep.
and then that caused a fight, and
I know there's a lot of, like I witnessed a lot of that because I was at a table with a kid, and the kid next to him had the like huge pencil case full of stuff, and I was like,
yeah,
you're like one of 3 in the class.
right.
But why
right.
are we doing this? And there was
Yeah.
like so she did a really good job at making sure every table had the same thing, and then the kids brought extra and above on top of that.
Oh, okay.
So it's like I could understand where the teachers are coming from for sure.
Absolutely. But I mean, again, you can't punish the kid who brings the extras either.
No, you can't.
But-
You just gotta.
You know, and it's, you know, it's a lesson you learn, right? Like, you covet that, and let's learn how to transition from coveting and being happy for the person
Mhm.
that has the extra whatever's in their pencil case.
And if it comes down to a fight, you get three warnings, and it goes away.
Yeah. And, you know, it's like, I don't know what a kid can do, because it's not like they can save up their money and go buy stuff, right?
No.
Although I did find a $20 bill one time outside a skating rink after my skating lesson, and I went and bought Twinkies.
Because
those
as a kid, you're like,
cupcakes.
whoa, money.
Yeah, it was a fortune to me.
Yeah.
And I bought snacks for my lunchbox that all the rich kids had in their lunchbox, like those pastry,
Yep.
flaky fruit
Oh,
things.
the flaky thing.
Yes, yeah. So
Yeah.
I bought all those, hid it under my bed, and would put one in my lunchbox every day.
You were crafty.
I was. I didn't want my mom to know I had them.
Yep.
And yeah, and so I looked like a rich kid for about 2 weeks.
That's fantastic. No,
So,
it is. I'm looking at
It
the
is
kid.
possible, kids. You can get the things you got.
Here we are. We're encouraging like snack trading and like I've heard a couple of those stories too, where like one kid brings in the good snacks and like you trade out, and then you like
Yeah.
trade up and trade, and like
Yeah.
next thing you know, you got a whole like ecosystem going on.
Yeah, yeah. As long as the trades go, I mean, hey, that's all right.
Yeah.
Like, if they go well and they, you know, hopefully they don't start fights. I mean, that's a way of teaching kids how to barter and negotiate,
Mm-hmm.
right? And all that kind of stuff. There's always going to be that kid that's a little slicker than the others and ends up with all the snacks, and
Yep.
and everyone else has carrot
There's
sticks.
a reason why Pokemon cards gets banned.
Oh yeah, yeah.
They're allowed to. So when I was in school, because it's been that's the cycle, right? Like
Right.
they were popular when I was a kid, and then I've watched them come back.
Yeah.
And so there was like a no training ban for the longest, trading ban for the longest time,
Oh,
because
okay.
people weren't doing fair trades, or they'd be like, no, I want trade backs. And like as an adult, when you're in the room with like 25 kids, you can't police that.
No, it's very hard. And I understand the ban for
Yep.
sure. But what about like, oh, one day on a Friday afternoon we can do trading that's supervised?
I don't know.
Is that too hard?
I'm
mean-
never in charge, so it's not my classroom.
Right, right.
But I would assume that would go bad, because one parent's gonna be like, my kid traded the card he wasn't supposed to trade, and like it just
Yeah, there's value to some of these cards
Yeah.
and stuff like that. And kids don't always understand the value. But I do like the idea of teaching them how to barter, make, you know, contracts and do
yeah,
negotiations.
no, that sounds like a great thing, but
yeah,
like, some of them
making
don't
it a
understand
teachable moment
that
so
you
to
can't
speak.
like do trade backs and
Yeah,
things like that.
yeah, yeah. But I mean, you could set that up as a rule. You can't do
Yep.
trade backs. You can trade once the trade's done. That's it.
Mm-hmm.
Learn the lesson from there. Make the parents aware that you're doing this. You know,
Yep.
so that no cards of true value show
Show
up.
up, yep. Well,
Bring
that's
your shit.
stuff you don't want.
Exactly.
But like kids have been doing it for ages. We did it with Pogs, we did it with Beanie Babies, we did it with Pokemon cards. Like,
And sometimes you get screwed,
dating
and that's a
myself.
good lesson in life.
yep.
You know.
Do you really want to give up something? And I mean, we do that with jobs now, right? Like you're trading your time and your energy for money, and money is the currency that we run everything with.
Yeah, yeah.
And money is the root of all evil, but you know.
Well, you know, if you want to put a negative spin on money, there's a lot of negativity around money, and money's an energy, so it's like switching into the positive
Yep.
side of that energy.
But I feel like certain organizations spin in negativity for control.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
But that negativity is on them, not on the money. The money is inert.
In neutral? Like
Yeah.
a neutral energy?
Yeah.
Okay. That's interesting.
So it's what are you placing on the money? What energy are you placing? And yes, absolutely. There's organizations that get greedy.
Mm-hmm.
It's not the money that's greedy. It's the organization.
Yep.
They want to screw people over and get more. They want to make shady negotiations and get more. You know, that's all on them. And, you know, they'll be asked on the other side,
Yep.
why'd you do that?
Well, I found it interesting, speaking of like greedy greedy organizations. Have you watched Shiny Happy People season 2?
No, but I've been told that I should watch it, including Netflix has said it. It's on Netflix, right?
Amazon Prime.
Amazon Prime. Okay, it's been suggested to me.
So maybe I'll only say a little bit because you haven't watched it. And then we can have a conversation about it because
Okay.
I actually grew up in the era that they're talking about. So
Oh,
like they're
okay.
talking about a certain slightly fanatical religious organization.
Okay.
And they actually came to Canada to do a couple of events.
Okay.
And I've been to them. And it's totally like behavior manipulation 101.
Okay.
So, but like as a teenager, when you're impressionable and you just want somewhere to belong, that's very like,
well, that's why gangs work.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's very seductive or
Yeah.
like successful, I should say.
Yeah.
And so when it goes through this entire thing about like what they had to do, and like I never went to the like educational school that they had.
Okay.
Because it was like take a gap year and come join our academy and da 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 da, and it like
Let us brainwash you for free.
yeah, well no, it was you're paying for it. We're still gonna brainwash you.
Oh, God.
Yeah, like it was.
So
it
you're
was
voluntarily handing money over. Yes, please
Yeah.
brainwash me.
yeah. And
But
like,
a lot of people need that comfort. Like they say religious organization is just crowd control, you know, and a lot of people need that because we want to be together. You know, like when you find out, you know, you like this movie and I like this movie, we're suddenly best friends.
yeah, but I feel like there's more practical ways that don't get you brainwashed.
Yes, absolutely. I mean, not all religions are corrupt.
No, we're not painting that picture. Just
No.
the specific organization.
But
was
there's
very
certain
corrupt.
organizations and certain people within those organizations that corrupt it.
Mhm.
The intention behind it was often a pure one.
Yeah, and I think I could see where it could have started out as that.
Yeah.
And then it definitely morphed into something else.
Because then rules come in and, you know, here's this rule, here's that rule.
Yeah.
And every organization on the planet has rules, religious, commercial, corporate, whatever it might be.
nonprofit.
Nonprofit even. Yeah, absolutely. And sometimes the rules start to get warped
Yep.
and, you know, corners get cut, shadiness starts to happen, you know, and it's easy to do. I've been in the nonprofit arena for quite a few jobs and I can see where it would be easy to just lift things if you wanted to.
Yeah. And
You
that's
know?
really unfortunate because I know I've seen that too, where
Yeah.
where people are like, I'm like, oh, this could.
Oh, we got $1,000 here. They won't miss this $20.
Yeah.
You know, and you know, it starts out small like that, but then
Eventually, it snowballs, and it could be a lot more. And then there's actual charges, and that
or not,
or not, depending
depending
on
on
the,
how slick you are.
yeah.
You know, and you know, I for one of them I was a fundraiser. Well, for a couple of them I was a fundraiser, but one of them as a fundraiser I had my hands on that money
Yep.
alone,
See, and that
and no one.
maybe that's the sign of the times because I don't think that happens much anymore.
It does not. And I was supposed to have another person in the room with me, but just short of staff. And
Yeah.
normally I'm counting this late at night, you know,
and that even of itself is a security issue, right? 'Cause
Yeah.
you're doing it late at night, and it's not.
and anybody could have broken in and
Yeah.
I've got, you know, stacks of money on a desk
Yeah.
while I'm counting it. I mean, they're very lucky, and I don't say this to be like weird or anything, but they're very lucky I'm a very honest person.
Yeah.
And, you know, like, because I was sitting there even one night thinking, I could take half this and they wouldn't even know because
disappear.
I'm the one that counted it. I'm the one that's going to deposit it.
Yeah.
And even organizations, like there's managers that I know in stores that I've worked at and fast food and stuff where it's just the manager counting the money, making the night deposit. I mean, yes, they've got sales that they have to compare it to, But with
I remember that because like when I worked for the fast food restaurant I worked for, I lived with one of my supervisors. Like she just happened to have an extra room and I rented it off of her. But like I remember having to wait around while she did the count.
Right.
Obviously I wasn't like, but I mean to me it would make more sense to have someone else in the room. But like she was always like, "Hey, I gotta shut the door, go do something. I'm gonna do the count, and then we gotta drop it off at the bank before we go home."
yeah,
And I was like, "Yep, no problem."
and things always like there's always drawers that are a little short or a little high.
Yep.
Depending on how the money, especially back in those days, because it was mostly money. You didn't have debit back then.
No, you would have lots to count.
So if it's sometimes it's a little high, like, oh, there's an extra $10 over all the tills, a supervisor could just easily pocket that $10.
Yeah.
Because according to the sales record, it's not there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I remember too. There was I think the closest, because again working in fast food, we would always get our tills, have to count it, and then it goes into the thing. And they got away from that, like it became the supervisor's job. But I remember working retail a couple of Christmases and working fast food. During those rush, you would have to skim your till.
Yeah.
Or you'd have thousands of dollars,
Yeah.
depending on what establishment you worked in.
Yeah.
And you're a target to be robbed.
Yeah, absolutely.
And so I remember...
but the manager just comes along and takes out whatever.
Yep.
You have no say.
You have no say, and then if it doesn't add up, I remember one time
You get blamed if it doesn't add up.
Oh,
I've been in that situation.
They had to recount the safe 3 times, and I couldn't leave for 45 minutes until they found it. And I was
Right.
like, why would I cut off the hand that feeds me?
Right, exactly.
And it's like, I am an honest person, and da-da-da-da-da, but they were like, we don't believe you.
Yeah, and if the manager's got, or supervisor or whatever has their hand in that till,
Yep.
they're just as accountable as I am. But in my situation, they were holding me accountable.
Mm-hmm.
So the next job I went into, I always put extra money in the till.
Yeah.
To start at the start of my shift, just to make sure I was never short.
Well, I learned from that job. I did the same thing. So it was never over $1.
Yeah.
But I always would keep $5 and change
Right.
on me, so that if someone was short at 25 cents or my till was short $1, I was like, hey, here you go.
Yeah.
I need to make a balance.
I would just start out being 50 cents above because I'd
Yeah.
always put 2 quarters in.
Yeah.
And then, like you say, I would exchange money out if in or out, depending on the client or customer
Yeah.
that came and ordered their milkshake or whatever.
Yeah.
And yeah, like you have to be careful because I never wanted to be in that position again.
Well, that's it.
Because
And
I had
like-
2 managers basically accusing me of being a thief.
Well, and it happened not out of my till, but overall the day we were missing money, and all of us got questioned that we were working that day, rightfully so.
Okay.
If you work, you get questioned.
Right.
And it turned out it was another person that wasn't directly involved with the tills, but she was running the overflow,
Okay.
and she actually got caught because there was cameras.
Okay.
And the only reason why they found out is because she blabbed and was like, I bought this for so and so.
Oh, jeez.
And I'm like, why would you?
Thievery 101 is don't spend the money right away.
Right? And then, but I was like, because they were like, did you count your till? Was it accurate? Like, do you remember? Da 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 da. And like, I always, as soon as someone questions me, I'm like, do I remember correctly? Like, you immediately start like second guessing yourself.
Right.
And it's just like,
Well, I was 14 years old at the time when I got accused. I was scared because I was
Yeah.
like, oh my God. And these managers, of course, were adult male. And so it was very intimidating. And they said, yeah. And it wasn't like I was short by $100. It was like $2 or something stupid, right?
mhm.
And they're saying what went wrong with your till. And I remember that particular till because they did it after everything, like all the shift was over and blah blah blah. So they didn't do it right away. But I remember that night the manager had come into my till a couple of times because they needed 5s in another till.
Yep.
And
That's common practice, right?
yeah,
Like, you
and they
just-
had to skim it out because it was building, because in those days you only paid money. So yeah, it builds up after a while. And like you say, you become a target for thievery. But it's like, well, he had his hand in the till
Yep.
as much as I had my hand in the till. So who's to say he didn't take the extra $5 or $2 or whatever it was? I can't remember what. It was a small amount. It wasn't a big amount. But I quit probably about 6 months after that, and then I had an exit review or interview, and I told them about that incident,
Yeah.
and I said I didn't
Being
appreciate.
accusatory.
Yeah.
And it was interesting too because like I remember I've worked jobs where depending on the hours that they set, sometimes or like where you worked, because I worked at a satellite location, I'd have to do the bank run.
Oh,
So they would count it up.
okay.
I wasn't the one totally counting it up or anything.
Right.
They would count it up and be like, hey, this needs to get deposited before you go home
Right.
type thing.
Right.
And I'm like, never again.
yeah.
I don't even want to open myself up to that.
right.
Like it was never a temptation. It was never whatever. But I was like, the distance between the work and the bank was still a drive.
Oh,
Like
wow.
what happens between?
Yeah, and that's like at the fast food place that I worked in the mall,
Mhm.
because they had been they had been at gunpoint.
Oh.
One person that had to deposit.
Yeah.
A lot of shit had happened at that mall. It was not always a good thing. They made the rule that 2 people have to go to deposit, and it wasn't because of thievery that they were afraid of. It was like thievery of the employees.
It was probably a safety concern.
It was a safety concern because the woman that did the deposit got hurt because of it, right? Because the guy was like, "Yeah, you're gonna do it," you know.
Yeah.
And it's like, the money is not worth your life.
No, and that's what you get. I hope it's still the same today, but that's what we got taught. Like they were like, if it's between you and the money, give them the money. The money's insured.
Yeah, right.
Like,
exactly.
We never really have.
And meanwhile, the other corporation was grilling me over $3 or whatever it was, because they did say in that meeting that I had that I was on my 3rd strike. If I did it again, they were going to fire me. And it's like, I didn't even do it as far as I know. And if I did, it was a math thing. It's just like,
Well, this is where math becomes important, and like
Mhm.
we're not taking math the same way we used to. And like I'm not gonna lie, I had to learn how to count back change for my first job. She's like, how do you not know how to?
yeah, most
beca-
kids don't know how to do that these days.
Yeah, and I was one of the first generations that started, and
Mhm.
and then but now anytime I do count back change or anytime I do, like I've caught, because I'm like, okay, if my order is $14.50 and
Mhm.
I give you a 20, I'm gonna get $5.50 back.
Right, exactly.
Right? And so when that's wrong,
And if the computer doesn't tell you that, they don't know whether it's wrong or
No.
not.
because like there's been times where I've screwed up, like taking money for, like in a fast food job. I always keep the money above so it's not already mixed in, so that I know what they gave me.
Oh, yes.
then if
yeah.
I screwed up on the computer, I can still go, okay, if they gave me $20 and the order is $14.50, 50 to make it 15,
yep.
and 5 to make it 20. So
Yeah.
you're giving back $5.50.
Yeah. Or what really messes them up, it's $14.50, you give them a 20, and then you go, I have 2 quarters. And then all hell breaks loose.
So then you get back
$5.
$5.
Yeah. No,
Yeah.
$6.
$6. Sorry.
Yeah, you get back $6, right? So you can see their brain exploding and melting at the same time.
But the funny thing is the last time that happened, it wasn't a young person.
Oh my gosh, yeah, because we don't do it anymore. So
You're losing that ability.
yeah, you're
It's
losing that
insane.
skill.
And like, I mean, I know it's the whole you don't lose it, or you don't use it, you lose it. Because like I used to be in a French classroom for 6 months.
Yeah.
So I'm like, am I still relatively okay? And like I would be, but I know I'm heading into an English classroom next year, so I'm gonna lose any French that I've learned
Right.
because I don't speak it regularly.
Right. Well, and math is a language.
Yep.
And if you don't use that language again, you'll lose it, right? And unfortunately, with all the computers, as great as they are, a lot of young people coming up are losing the ability to do basic math.
I know, because I've double checked their math work and they're like, how'd you check it so quickly? I'm like, mental math.
Yeah.
And
exactly.
they're like, what?
And then this whole new math thing, don't even get me started.
Oh my God.
there.
Well, because I'm heading into a 7-8 and I got thinking, I'm like, I should probably brush up on some math skills because like I haven't done 7-8 math in a couple of years.
Right.
So it's going to be a new spin for me too.
Yeah.
to a
At least
certain-
you're still in concrete math in 7 and 8. when you hit high school, you start doing the X's and the A plus B
Oh,
squared.
no. They still do that. And they get the intro to that in like 5, 6, 7, right? Or 7, 8 or whatever.
But the basic intro.
Yeah.
There's still a number at the end. It's not, and it equals a unicorn.
Yes. Well, it's like I still know the quadratic formula.
Yeah.
And if you give me numbers, I could probably solve it.
Right.
But I'm going to have to take 20 minutes.
Right.
Because I
yeah.
haven't dealt with it since grade 11.
I haven't dealt with it since grade 11, nor have I ever used it in real life.
But that also depends on what type of industry you go
Oh,
into,
yeah,
right?
of course.
Like,
I'm not an engineer or
my
anything,
friend
so.
took calculus, and I'm like, why?
Yeah.
Like, I knew I wasn't going to be working in a field that required calculus.
Yeah.
Maybe as an EA in the high school system, I might.
Mm-hmm.
But no one's coming to me for math homework.
Right.
Like, I'm already convinced that when it comes to math homework in my children, that's my husband's domain.
Oh, okay.
He gets the history and the math. I will take the English.
Yeah, I can do math up until about grade 6, and then I'm not as good anymore. But mental math I'm super fast at.
Because you deal with cash and stuff.
Well, that and I got the multiplication tables drilled, right?
That's not a thing anymore. People are like, oh, we just have a computer. And I'm just like, but, so like when you go shopping, and like I always use this as an example. I'm like, when you go shopping, do you, and I mean, it's harder with the grade 6s, because they're like, what do you mean? My parents do that. And I'm like, oh, okay, we're going to pretend
But
that
when you're an adult and shopping by
you
yourself,
will do it. So like I always, if I'm not in a hurry, I get things I want and a couple of things things I need and a couple of things I want, and then I can figure out before I get to the register if I have enough.
Right, yeah.
Right? Or if I'm really in a hurry, I just get anything I need and I'm good
You kind
to
of
go.
keep a running budget in your head, running tally.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it took me a while to learn that.
Yeah. Yeah, because a lot of people need to keep that running tally because we can't just gaze off into the distance and just start dumping shit in our cart.
No.
And get up there and-
unless you're Taylor Swift. And
Yeah,
you're
yeah.
worth billions of dollars.
Absolutely. Taylor Swift can have a field day in the Dollar Store. And
She can buy the whole thing.
exactly. But us lowly folks.
No, she's pretty cool.
Yeah, she is cool. But the everyday Joe or Bob, where's Bob these days? Oh, he's over there.
He's all curled up.
He has no math skills, by the way. He just says, "Get me treats."
He's like, Mom, treats. Okay.
Go to that store and get those treats that I like. It's good to be a cat.
Oh my gosh, that reminds me. I gotta text my husband and make sure he brings Bosco food.
Oh.
He's got just under enough to get through tonight.
Myrtle's on a hunger strike.
Well, you traumatized Myrtle.
I know I did. Yes, absolutely I did. So
She's like, Mom, I don't believe you anymore. You take me to the... But you leave her alone. That's the funny part. Is that like... But it's traumatizing because you've taken them out of the house.
yeah.
But you've left them alone. So it's not even like you're...
And
you're
it's
taking
not like
them to
I'm
the
bringing
vet.
him to a vet or a jail
Yeah.
or something. They've got free reign of the parlor. There's pillows and cat food and, all the good things that she has at home. And then I have to drag her out of here to get her home. And she's crying and protesting the whole way. She's going to hate me for the next week. That's just the reality of the situation.
Well, fingers crossed this is the last time.
Oh, yes. Thank God. I hope so. God. It's like, make it the last time. Outside of that, I'm like, fuck you. You're not coming back in. Oh, someone's at the door.
Let me go see.
Oh, okay. Oh, it's 4:00.
Oh, it's 4 o'clock.
Yeah. Wow, that went by fast.
It did.
Hi.
Quickly assess.
Yes, because there's cats in here because I had to bring them in.
Am I too early?
No, not
We're
at all.
just gonna wrap this up.
Yeah, we're wrapping up. We do a little podcast. So thank you for being here. It's time now for my next appointment. And then I'll have to get my cats back in their carriers.
Yeah.
Yeah. Can you stick around for that?
Yeah,
To help me?
100%.
Okay, thank you very much. All right. So thank you for being here. Find us on social media, Goddess Garage, and we'll see you guys later. Bye.
Bye.